And today I've got Minister Thoko Didiza on the Hanging Out feature, who is the Minister of Agriculture, Land Reform and Rural Development. Minister, how are you doing? Good morning.
Good morning, Clement. And your listeners, how are you?
I'm okay. Thank you so much for making time in studio this morning with me.
And when the news broke out of what happened in Soweto, and particularly the death of Hector Peterson, I'm more or less the same age. At the time, it was like, wow, what kind of, government can actually kill children so brutally? And it so happened that my high school education the next year, which was 1977, my dad actually decided that all of us were going to go to Ohlange High School. As you know, Ohlange High School founder was Mafuguzela Langalbalele Dube.
Yeah.
And the way in which we were initiated in the school was very interesting because you would not escape understanding the life and times of Mafuguzela and its link to the African National Congress. I would remember that the first day, we would go to chapel like everybody else, and the freshers, which is like those who are the first timers at the school, didn't matter whether you were coming in at grade 8 or you were coming in at grade 11, because some students will transfer from other schools or they'll be fired from other schools and they would come to school. And the motto of our principal was that there is no dustbin for a child. So even children who were expelled from other school find a home in Ohlange High School. So after you finish the assembly, we were then made to learn the school, anthem. And then we're made to walk around after ending, the school anthem. There were pictures all around. And I must say, the teacher never said anything about who these people were. So you saw the caption below, Mdima, Nsihlele, Charles, and it was like, oh, who are these men? By the midweek, you would be curious enough to want to know who they are. And then his answer was, check the library. And then you started to know, wow, so these are the people who contributed to the building of the school. Wow. Mafuguzela cared enough about black children that he really wanted to make the best under these conditions so that they can be their own people and be able to do things on their own, teaching about resilience and whatever. And then you learn to know about, wow, was the first founder and leader of the African National Congress, whose mission was about, pursuing the struggle against colonialism and apartheid. Then you say, wow.
Yeah. And the apartheid government, did it not want to control what you were taught because they worried about radicalizing kids?
Well, there would always be, at the beginning, one would never know, what the reaction of the authorities would be. But we were a boarding school at the time. And at the end of that first week, we will go to Mafuguzela's home. And Mam Angelina, his second wife after Nogutela Mdima, would then relate the story of Mafuguzela and the ANC to us, which was kind of political education in a subtle way. But it taught you to realize the challenges that the country was facing and the need, in my view, for change. And I would say it was at that moment that I made a conscious decision that I would want to be part of this movement.